Okay, people, welcome to another exciting episode of Fornever News! In today's episode, we got a few stories to talk about. One story that is rocking the internet all over social media. I keep seeing people talking about it. So for starters, we got a story regarding Jojo's Bizarre Adventure and another live action coming to fruition based on one of the properties. It's kind of a little bit bizarre. Hey, pun intended, not intended, I don't know, whatever, but it's a little bit weird, the thing that they're doing with it. So we're gonna talk about that one. We also have a story about Dragon Ball Super's future, the next arc, some info from behind the scenes from an issue of V Jump. So we're gonna be talking about that despite some of the recent negativity that I've been feeling towards the Dragon Ball Super manga, but yeah, we'll get into it. We also got a pretty interesting update on Chainsaw Man and the success that we are seeing right now. I love checking the numbers. I love seeing where the pulse is at, what's going on, and I think a lot of you are going to be pleasantly surprised since we last spoke on Chainsaw Man's success. And yeah, like I've been saying, it's the next big thing, but we're going to get into that one. A little bit of a bummer update for the My Hero Academia manga. We'll be talking about that as well. Then we also got a couple of pieces of Demon Slayer news, one of which it's not 100% confirmed, but I'm seeing it exploding everywhere. Everyone is talking about it, at the very least on Twitter. And yeah, that's probably the grandioso of this episode of what we're going to talk about. One of the pieces of Demon Slayer news and some small tidbits about Jujutsu Kaisen, the next big thing, baby. So yeah, without further ado, people, let's jump into another exciting episode of Fornever News! The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you. We get into the shits, people. Let's do it!
Say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
Okay, people, so first up, we have an update on an upcoming project coming out for Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, it's not exactly based on a part, but apparently they're doing a live action for Rohan. Now, if you don't know who Rohan is, I want to say he was introduced in part 4, if I'm not mistaken. He was the guy that had that stand that, what was it exactly? It was like an artsy thing. He was like an artsy guy. It's been a while since I've watched it, but let's read and we'll talk some more. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure manga spinoff, Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe, gets live action miniseries. Issei Takahashi stars in the title role for 3 episodes in December. NHK announced on Wednesday that it is producing a 3-episode live action miniseries adaptation of Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan wa Ugo Kanai. Hirohiko Araki's spin-off manga for his Jojo's Bizarre Adventure manga, Issei Takahashi, Whisper of the Heart live action, Ikebukuro Westgate Park, March Comes In Like a Lion, will play the role of Rohan Kishibe, and the episodes will premiere on the NHK General Channel on December 28th, 29th, and 30th at 10 p.m. The first episode will be based on the manga's Fugo Muro story, where Rohan is dragged into an accident inside a millionaire's mansion. The second episode will be based on the Kushigata short story by Ballad Kitaguni in the novel spin-offs, where Rohan receives a strange request from fellow manga creator Jugo Shishi. The third episode is titled DNA and is an original story where Rohan is investigating his editor's memory loss through hypnosis. Now, to be honest with you, to me, based on hearing this news, which it's kind of exciting, I haven't checked out, to be honest with you, the live action JoJo movie that I heard was actually pretty good that they did on Diamond is Unbreakable. Them doing this one, I'm looking at it as, it seems as though the fact that they're doing a little mini series of 3 episodes, it's a test. I want to say that from what I'm looking at it, it seems like this is a test to see how well it goes, how well people rock with it, and who knows, if this is very successful when it's released, this could lead to bigger and grander projects, maybe a whole live action JoJo's adaptation that I am gonna lie, I'm not sure if I really want that. I feel as though the anime is so perfect. Like, David Productions has given their blood, sweat, and tears from seasons 1 through, what was it, 5 was the last part that they put out. It's just been phenomenal. So for them to do this and potentially it lead to a live action readaptation, I'm not the most keen on it. I mean, this could be cool. This is only 3 episodes. That sounds like something like, you know, hey, Thanksgiving or Christmas, gather around everyone, let's watch the Rohan little mini series or some shit like that. That's fine. But in terms of getting a whole readaptation, like, the anime is just so damn perfect. But hey, if you're into JoJo's and you're hardcore and you always want more and more, there's gonna be a 3-episode miniseries on Rohan. Okay, so next up, we finally got an update on Chainsaw Man's manga sales circulation. The last time we spoke, I want to say it was like at 3.2 or 3.6 million. It's been a little bit since we last spoke on Chainsaw Man, or last we got an update on Chainsaw Man's manga sales numbers. But as of the recording of this video, we just got an update on the latest issue of Weekly Shonen Jump magazine that Chainsaw Man now is currently at 4.2 million copies in circulation, baby. That's basically already half of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I want to say Chainsaw Man is like 88 to 89 chapters deep at this particular point. Jujutsu Kaisen is 125, 126. So you figure there's about like, what, almost 40 chapters more or less of a difference. So about a year's more or less head start that Jujutsu Kaisen had. So we'll see in a year where Chainsaw Man is at. I'm imagining this December we'll probably get the big anime announcement. I don't know how that's going to work, but in case you can't tell, the reason I report on Chainsaw Man, and I always talk about it, is I really love this series. It resonated with me in so many different aspects. It's great. It's, in my opinion, a darker, more grittier version of, like, well, let's not get it twisted, Gintama could get gritty, but it feels like, again, this is the replacement for Gintama in Shonen Jump magazine, where it's so goofy and zany, and when it's calm, it's still really enjoyable and not much is happening, but when it gets crazy and intense, it's even better. It's like, oh, 4.2 million, like, you telling me Chainsaw Man ain't already a hit? Like, I hate to always do it, but fuck it, why not? I've done it a million times. What's 1,000,001? It's already almost half the sales of Black Clover, and this is darker and way more edgier than Black Clover, way more mature than Black Clover. So yeah, give it another year, it probably will be at 8 million or better. And once that anime comes out, oh, 20, 30, 40, 50 million, like, this is going to be a hit, and I can't wait. Okay, people, alongside the spoilers that we just recently got for Chapter 65 of Dragon Ball Super, there seems to be an interview that was recently conducted with an editor from The Jump, and it's giving us a lot of details about Dragon Ball Super, a little bit of insight into what's going on with the next arc, because we've been in the Moro arc for quite some time now, right? So it's giving us some details. Let's read and we'll talk some more. Interview with The Jump editor and mascot for public appearances, Victory Uchida, on editing Dragon Ball Super. Here's a summary. Uchida says that he works out the story alongside Toriyama and Toyotaro. Toyotaro turns in the storyboards to be edited. The editor passes on the storyboard to Toriyama for one more check. Toyotaro's storyboards are unusually detailed because of his extra Toriyama check. Uchida and his co-host mention, which I'm wondering if this is in reference to the preview pages, the rough drafts that we got recently. It says that he mentions that page 8, the last page published to the official site as a preview, acts as a cliffhanger with a twist reveal on page 9. I hope that means something good and they're gonna clear up the trash, hopefully. His co-host also has a copy of the entire chapter storyboard and marvels at the cunning of cutting the preview off on page 8. The story is basically at its climax. The story wrapping up means a new one is going to have to start soon regarding the arcs. So basically, the Moro arc is about to end and we're already going to be entering the next arc here soon. There's a story meeting scheduled for 2 days after recording, like either 10:15 or 10:16. The plan/norm at this stage is just to narrow down general ideas with Toriyama and Toyotaro. Uchida says it's basically like narrowing down 10 options down to 3. The scope of those options, whether entire storyline premises or details, isn't specified. Seems more like it's brought up to give a general impression of early story meetings. Everyone agrees that Migate no Gokui, which is Ultra Instinct, is a very cool name. The co-host talks about Ultra Instinct as if it debuted in the manga first. Oops, Uchida rolls with it. Uchida references talking about having Goku progress in this kind of direction during a story meeting, sometimes early during UI's conception. In those initial discussions on Migata, or we're just gonna go with Ultra Instinct, okay fam? Uchida did not expect it would come with a major appearance change. Toriyama's silver hair design came as a surprise. Uchida references the cool expression on Toriyama's UI illustration. Is this just his Battle of God Super Saiyan God recolor illustration we've seen? They talk about the clever pun of Migate no Gokui, using the characters making up Migate, a word for selfish, literally to express the idea of the body moving of its own accord. There's a real sense of compatibility between Toriyama and Toyotaro, and if those spoilers are true, then my gosh, what type of horrible compatibility that is. Their ideas don't seem to clash with one another. Well, I guess. They tend to simply agree with the other's ideas and build off of them. Seems like a yes and sort of thing, though this is also very polite PR presentation of the meeting, so who knows. A second meeting metaphor: Toriyama, Goku, Toyotaro, Vegeta, Uchida, Yamcha. That's fucking hilarious. Anybody that considers himself Yamcha, yeah. Uchida says he feels lucky to be present at those meetings as a fan himself. Volume 14 is out on 12/4 and covers up through the September issues chapters, and also an extra little bit power balance of story meetings. Toriyama 100 mil, Toyotaro 10 mil, Uchida -100. Basically they shit it all over Uchida. Essentially, this could mean a couple of good things. It could mean that the spoilers that we just recently got for chapter 65 could have a huge twist and not be a big giant pile of dump on Goku. Fingers freaking crossed. I don't know how they're gonna turn that bullshit around. Maybe this is a fucking dream. Maybe Goku really did troll him some way somehow with like a poison sensu bean, that Krillin had like poison sensu beans or some stupid shit, I don't know. And yeah, it seems as though this arc is about to wrap up, and we're going to be maybe within the next 2 to 3 months, definitely beginning of 2021, we will be entering a new arc, and I'm excited because we've been with Moro, it's almost going on 2 years now, I want to say, like all of 2019, all of 2020. Yeah, it's about time. Let's start some new shit. Okay, so next up, a bummer of news for My Hero Academia. I always like to keep you guys updated so you don't be looking forward to the next issue of Jump and then something that you're excited about is not in the issue. My Hero Academia, I want to say in issue 47, it says, My Hero Academia will be on break in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 47, and it will resume in 48. So this week, we will have a chapter. This Friday, there's a chapter coming out, but then the following, not Sunday of this week, but the following issue, there won't be a My Hero Academia chapter, which is a bummer because, like, I already have, like, my set series, you know what I'm saying? I have my Black Clover, my Hero Academia, and my One Piece, and One Piece just came back. So like those are like the not big three, but those are the main three that everybody reads in Shonen Jump, at the very least from the people that follow me. And then you got Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw that are like the dogs that are about to just explode at any given second. And now My Hero's taking another break. But hey, Horikoshi, do what you gotta do, get your rest, plan things out and all that jazz. You've been doing a phenomenal job. 2020 has been very, very well to My Hero Academia, so I'm all for it. Either way, still a little bit of a bummer because from what I've seen, this is going to be another great chapter, and it's like, ah! And while we're talking about some little tidbits, I also got a little piece of news regarding Jujutsu Kaisen. It says Jujutsu Kaisen will be receiving the cover and lead color page for Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 47. So again, not this coming issue, but the following one. Chainsaw Man and Ayakashi Triangle will be receiving color pages. Cool shit there. And High School Family will have 2 chapters. What the fuck is High School Family? But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen getting the cover page, like, oh, this is freaking great. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen is blowing up. The manga is on a 10 right now. The anime is exploding and it's just great. Like, woo, Jujutsu Kaisen Takeover 2020, baby. Let's do it. Okay, so next up, 2 pieces of Demon Slayer news. Let's get the smaller one out the way. Now, apparently, there was supposed to be a popularity poll released for Demon Slayer. It was going to be the 2nd popularity poll back in August, but due to the pandemic and everything that was happening, they actually pushed it back and it never got released. But in the upcoming issue of Jump, it says, Kimetsu no Yaiba's 2nd character popularity results will be published in Weekly Shonen Jump issue 47 due to the pandemic. Results were postponed from August until now. At the end of the day, at this point, it looks like they'll do anything to just throw something Demon Slayer related in Jump, because I'm imagining that is pushing a lot of copies of the magazine. People just seem to want to own everything Demon Slayer, so they'll put like, hey, the editor-in-chief of Jump's 5-year-old daughter drew a tiny picture of Tanjiro and it looks like chicken scratch, but it's very valuable, and Koyohara Gotoge said it was cool, so buy the magazine, fam. But the biggest piece of news, now this is not confirmed, I want to be very, very clear about it, but I know usually when word is circulating to this magnitude, it's more than likely because it's going to be announced within the next couple days, and that is, fam, the thing that we've all been hype about, because we already been hype about Demon Slayer's Mugen Train film. We know what the studio Ufotable is capable of, so that's already like, hey, it comes out on the 16th in Japan, we're getting it early 2021, amazing shit, right? But apparently Season 2 of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is in production, and I'm imagining that's going to be announced at the very end of the Mugen Train film. Again, it's the 14th as of the recording of this video. The movie comes out on the 16th, so we'll know for sure, but word is circulating. Everyone's going crazy about it, and yeah, that's the natural step in my opinion. Like, I thought that was what would happen. Like, you know, at the end of Demon Slayer, say season 2 in production and maybe have like a little shot. I'm interested to see how they're gonna do it, because I want to say there's about like 130 something chapters after the Mugen Train film to be adapted. Are they going to just straight give us 26 episodes and put all those chapters in there? I'm curious to see how it goes. I mean, like the last arc, there's a lot of fighting, in particular the fight with Muzan and shit, that I don't think it's going to take that much to, like, you know, you could just slam a bunch of chapters in each episode and it's not gonna be like you're missing anything. So we gotta wait and see, but either way, it seems as though Demon Slayer season 2 is in production. And if it's in production now, depending on when it started production, maybe late 2021, I could see it coming out, like October of 2021, again depending on when production started. If they wanted to cash out, it would be like spring or summer, but I'm leaning more towards fall, or I don't want to say winter 2022. That'd be ridiculous. Possibly fall, but we gotta wait and see. Either way, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba season 2 unconfirmed, but word is that the anime is in production for season 2, and I can't freaking wait. I can't wait. But curious what you guys thought about all these stories that I talked about today. How are you feeling about that Rohan JoJo's Bizarre Adventure live action? Are you going to be checking it out? You think it's a bad idea? My Hero Academia on break. Bummer, but you know, it is what it is. Chainsaw Man 4.2 million copies. What do you think? Let's just say we get Chainsaw Man next fall, the anime. How many sales do you think it'll be at that particular point? I think it could match up to what Jujutsu Kaisen 8 million had when the anime started for that series. Like, it's a possibility, you never know. And your thoughts on the Dragon Ball Super news? Are you excited for the next arc of the manga? Are you at this point like, I've checked out, fam, I don't care anymore, due to some of the latest stuff we've been hearing about the upcoming chapter 65 of Dragon Ball Super? What do you think is going to be the results of the Demon Slayer popularity poll? I mean, I'm imagining Tanjiro is going to be number 1. If these were supposed to be released in August and they never happened, I'm curious how it's going to tally up and shit like that. And yeah, are you excited for, again, it's unconfirmed, but more than likely it's going to be announced at the either Mugen Train at the end of the film or something around there, season 2 of Demon Slayer in production. And when do you think that's going to happen? Again, I'm leaning towards spring 2021, maybe fall, or somewhere around there, like between spring and fall of 2021, but maybe I'm off. We gotta wait and see. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy! Have an awesome day. Peace in. And you guys just watched another episode of Fornever News. Have an awesome day.
It's nights like this, and times like this, what's that I can give another hit. But I've got this inside a switch, a natural bliss, but that I